Hey, Jen Banks here. This is the podcast A is for Adversity, and I'm going to talk about being more intentional about our thoughts and our goals so we can make our lives happen instead of letting life happen to us. This is episode number 24, Worry. The sponsor for this episode is Sherry Fernandez. I am excited because I will be interviewing her next season on the podcast. It's funny because I think I'm so cute pretending to be a life coach, but really, Sherry has true wisdom to offer. Her story is phenomenal and she is so gung-ho about life, it's easy to catch her contagious attitude. She recently published a book called Life Mastery. You can buy this on Amazon in preparation for the podcast interview I will be having with her, or just because it's a great book. Worry is a thief. It robs us of our time, our concentration, our joy, and so many other things. When we stop worrying, we are so much freer. We free up space in our mind because worry is just a thought. Emma Bombeck says, worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. That's so true with thoughts that don't serve us. They're just occupying space in our mind. And when we identify them and let them go, we have more mental energy for things that truly matter. Regarding worry, I sorted my applicable quotes into 3, different sections. The first one is problem solving. LeGrand Richards said, "For every worry under the sun, there is a remedy or there is none. If there be one, hurry and find it. If there be none, never mind it." Isn't that so true? We can solve our problems, and usually it's a lot quicker of a process to get there than we realize. And if it's something that's out of our control, we need to let it go and move on. No sense worrying about it if it's not in our hands. The next quote I have for this is the biggest lie that I tell myself. It's, I don't need to write this down. I'll remember it. Fortunately, I've learned from this mistake and have gotten into a habit of writing things down in my phone or on a piece of scrap paper. But a good reminder is that everything we truly need, we will find again. Nothing is really lost forever, and if it is, it wasn't really that important. With worry, it's important to find peace even before solutions. The next section is casual worrying, just run-of-the-mill, everyday, the thing that we do. Some marriage advice that I heard that applies to all aspects of life is don't worry about things that won't matter in a week. All of us would do better to make it a goal to cut down the worrying that we do. Ethel Barrett said, "We would worry less about what others think of us if we realized how seldom they actually do." This reminds me of the vanity episode. People aren't really thinking about us as much as we think they are. And the other quote I have for this is, "You can't tell me that worrying doesn't work. The things I worry about never happen." And the last section I have, 3, I counted right, is past, present, and future. Everything we worry about is a future worry, even if it's just 5 minutes in the future. It would serve us much better to stay in the present moment. I once heard to wash dishes to wash the dishes. Don't worry about the other things that need cleaning or doing, all the errands you have to run. Stay in the present moment. As for the past, Og Mandino says, "He who worries about calamities suffers them twice over." I know I'm guilty of rehashing things in my mind or replaying mistakes over and over and over again. But if it's in the past, leave it in the past and cut down on some of that worry. And as for the future, George Washington said, "Worry is the interest paid by those who borrow trouble." This goes along with guilt. If you've done something that you shouldn't have or something that doesn't align with who you are, your truest self, it would make sense that you would worry because there's some dissonance going on. Mistakes will undoubtedly happen. The best we can do is just continue working towards the best version of ourselves. Your weekly wisdom comes from a movie entitled Bridge of Spies. There's some dialogue that happens about 3 times between different characters throughout the movie, and one says to the other, Aren't you worried? To which the other man replies, would it help? Thank you for listening. Talk to you again soon. If you haven't already, please share this podcast with someone who might benefit from it. Leave me a review wherever you get your podcasts, and I just might read it on the air. Have a great week.